Alright YouTube, I had somebody ask me about my airplane collection. So I'm going to start with the crappiest, but also the most fun on a windy day. That would be the In'em. Go get one if you don't have one. They're super fun. It's 40 bucks. They have a bag of props that I take with me to fly. I have lots of little lipos. This is a radio that comes with that. Obviously it's not bind and fly. I run 2 parallel chargers, XT60s for all. So I can charge up to 12 packs at a time. And I have a box of lipos, tons of different sizes. And I have little 1S lipos, tons of chargers, more chargers, more chargers. These are small ones that stand alone, simple ones that the kids can use that are easy. I have an ANX charger here that works fine, but it's only down to like 2 or 3S. I can't remember what it is. DX18, DX4, and that concludes. I have my friend's DX8 because he lost his charger. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and take a walk. There's a box from the Cirrus for the kids to play with. Alright, into the office. Okay. There's airplanes in the kids' room. That's the boys' room. P-51, UMX, J3 Cub, UMX, F-16 UMX. Doesn't work right now. Got to get the ESC working. The F4u Corsair, UMX. Really good plane. I put safe in this because I wanted to get rid of the receiver. Had lots of problems with this plane. Got it for free. Horizon accidentally sent it to me. Cessna 182 UMX, beautiful, got lights on it that I added. I'd like to add flaps if I ever get the programming card. Got the UMX ASK 21. Added the motor to it. As you can see, it's got some nicks on it. Folding prop. P-47 UMX, P-47 that's all souped up with flaps and LEDs. This one's just standard, and that one I got for free from my buddy. He had crashed it and he didn't want to fix it. Carbon Cub SS. Obviously put the bigger tires, and I didn't mention that on here. I've got flaps on here, big flaps, and then LEDs, and I've got videos for all that if you guys are interested in watching. Just go to the playlist and look for the plane you're interested in. Okay, and then I've got this little flying stand I built for the Apache. Normally the blades are out like this, but because I share this space with another humanoid who's normally filming for me, and we have 2 printers, so we have a laser jet and a inkjet, because I do a ton of printing for work. I needed somewhere to put the helicopter, and I didn't want to put it up top because I figured it'd get lost in the crowd. So anyway, we will pick this back up on the other part of the house that has more planes. Okay guys, this is an active project for the ASH-26. As you can see, it's composite. It's beautiful. The wings are built up wood, and the body is composite. It's very light, very high quality. I've spent a lot of money on parts. We'll see how that turns out. I really hope it turns out good. And then into the shop, we've got this little plane that I built to be a slope soarer. It's like a hybrid between 2 high-tech Hawkeyes. They changed the design of the Hawkeye. Got a brushless motor after I got sick of not being able to slope soar with it, and then I found a slope like a week later, and then I got kicked off the slope like 3 weeks later. Helicopter, brushed motor and everything. This is the stack of manuals I have for the current planes. This is the In'em Elite. That's a huge disappointment. You could, if you didn't have another plane, it'd be fun. If you were just stuck flying inside, it'd be fun. The Duet, that's a fun little plane. Especially since it's ready to fly. But be ready to be frustrated if your kids are trying to fly it, because it breaks about every time they fly it. We've got the dead plane zone up here. different planes. There's a AFV UMX that I killed a long time ago when I was learning to fly. And then these little ones that I've built over time, they're just little toy projects. And some of these my grandpa built. I've built these throughout my life too. I didn't show you the kids' room stuff, sorry. I'll come back to that. This one doesn't fly. It's a Cessna 182. This one was a GPAW low wing is what I called it, but it was a SIG. It might have been a Hare, I forget what they call it. Sport Cub S UMX was safe. Mine had safe and a brushless motor, and I took the AFV electronics out of it, and mine flew. I had LEDs on that, no flaps though. T28 1.2 meter, very good plane, one of my favorites. F4u Corsair, excellent flying plane. For whatever reason, it doesn't make it out as often. Ordnance for a bunch of different planes. P51D Blondie. Lots of lights and mods on that. 4S, 50 amp ESC, really awesome. Love the plane. Stock. Go buy one. It's on sale right now, 25 bucks off if you don't have it. Float set for the Timber. Float set for the Super Cub. Float sets for the UMX planes. Birthday banner for my neighbor. If anybody's name is Pat, we can do that. This is an F14 from Hobby King. Beautiful plane. Got a bunch of views on a video I just arbitrarily put up the other day. I'm not sure why. Spitfire 1.2 meter. Beautiful plane. Doesn't make it out as often. It's not my favorite among the group. I did some LEDs on that. Really good plane, just not one of my favorites. It flies good. The Timber, same thing, beautiful plane, flies great. I don't fly it that much. It's just so dang easy to fly, which sounds ridiculous. Haven't built it yet. Got this flight test FT Explorer. Another little ditty, yeah. Haven't built that yet. We've got the F-22 profile plane up here. Airbus A330 600, that moneymaker. This is the Durafly Sea Fury. Beautiful, beautiful plane, guys. If I bought that today, I think it would be a sweet plane. The trouble is I bought it before I was really ready for a heavy plane. Uses a huge battery, 4,000 milliamp 4S. I use the same pack that I use in this airplane. That's 6 feet long, guys. FMS 1.5 meter MOA. Cool plane. It'll take you a while to work up to that weird looking thing. ASW 28 Frankenstein, but beautiful, working. It's got flaps. No LEDs yet. Someday I will. Oh, and then this one, it's beautiful. It's in the shop right now for some modifications that will yet to be seen. And then we've got the Sunbird, 117-inch wingspan. That's one wing times 2 there. Just to give you an idea, this wing is a little bit bigger than the Cirrus, because the Cirrus is 1.5 meter. We've got the A10 up top, free wing, 64 millimeter, 12 blade fan. Beautiful plane with the huge elephantitis of head. Pilot looks horrible in there. Everything else is beautiful about that plane. Did a couple of mods on it just to kind of get it to work for me, but I'm not crazy about that plane. It doesn't fly as good as I want it to. It's very scary to fly. This is the Vampire. Flies on 2200 4S excellently. 3300 milliamp 4S flies great. I added split flaps, LEDs, nose gear detailing. It's a sweet plane. Reinforced all the tail booms and wings, and then of course a horizontal stab. Beautiful added rudders, of course. Can't do without that. I love flying that plane. It's really fun. Super easy to fly. Real forgiving on landings. Split flaps work excellently, even though they look so weird. I did everything as scale as I could, with the exception of the gear go the wrong direction. So, but that's just the way that the manufacturer designed it, to keep the wheelbase wide as it could be. And I agree with their decision. Turbojet 550, great commercial airliner. Very economical, very fun. Dynam retracts work above 60 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's below, if it's 59 degrees, they just don't work. You might get 3, you might get 2 of 3 that come down. So just be prepared for that. If you can land on 2 wheels, you'll do great with it. In fact, that's why it's broken right now, and I haven't come back to fix it because I don't care that much. This is the Lancaster Bomber. Beautiful plane, flies like crap. Never really did get that thing to fly well because I never added split flaps and made it look awesome. The Cessna S, flaps added, LEDs added. You guys have seen tons of videos. I love the plane. One of my favorite gliders. All around, good flight. If you could get it, I would say go buy it. Arcus M, very frustrating project. Most recent repair wasn't even my fault. The canopy got sucked off by the RMS, the retractable motor system. But beautiful, beautiful lines. Beautiful thin tail that sucks. And it has to be completely reinforced because it's too weak. And look how much bigger I made the rudder and elevator surfaces. Also did that to the ailerons, which is just kind of our thing. We always make our ailerons bigger and increase the throws. But I love the air brakes, guys. The air brakes are super effective. I can take this big bird, which is 2,222 millimeters, and land it between my house and my neighbor's house without even thinking about it. On a windy day, it's even easier. Okay, and then the beautiful Sunbird. We've been flying that a lot. 1,600 millimeter, as you can see, compared to the Cessna. It doesn't look like 1,600 millimeter, does it now? It looks like 1,500 millimeter. So I guess I'll have to evaluate my notes. And then the Airbus A330, which started a lot for me. This plane will eventually be a slope soarer, I'm thinking. This plane was in about 6 pieces, and look how nice it looks. It's almost got everything back to normal. The only thing is, I've just got so much freaking time in it that I don't want to give it up. Okay, the GPA High Wing, also known as the Rascal for real name. I put split flaps on it, LEDs, crashed into a tree, fixed it, fixed a bunch of stuff on it. Beautiful flying plane. If you get an opportunity to build this, make sure you increase the throws on the rudder or make the rudder bigger. The elevator's probably fine. Super Cub, super modified Super Cub. I think I'm running like a 1010 prop on there right now, which is crazy. 850 kV motor, or is that 810? Either way, it's the Donkey motor from Hobby King with 30 MPSC. Big old Tundra tires from DeltaRay, reinforced, redesigned landing gear. Works really nice. Don't fly it hardly ever because why would you if you have the timber? Also longer tail dragger with bushing, brass bushing. And this thing I've flown off water. I built a water rudder for it. Also got LEDs on it. P47, 1.1 meter, or actually technically I think it's 1,090 millimeters. Beautiful. And this thing here is an exhaust vent for my shop. I can move it around to different positions in the room. I had that on when I started down here. I was cutting some foam. In fact, I just built this little adapter out of a U-bolt. And you can see how I stack my planes on those things. You just keep attaching them to one another until your ceiling falls in and collapses on you, and then your wife can sell all your airplanes, the ones that survive. Anyway, really nice plane, not great on CG, but if you're in the market, spend the extra cash and get the 1.2 meter size, which would belong over there. It is well worth it. It's a much better plane. The only thing is it does look like it has Hanky the Christmas Poo riding in a tornado right here down the toilet. Other than that, love the plane. This plane's a fun plane. It looks really cool. I like the color scheme a lot. But if you go for the bigger one, you'll be much happier. This thing is a cool plane. It's very fun. It'd be good for a beginner. It's got the retractable landing gear with spring-loaded retractables. Are a little bit weird when you have retracts that are back as far as they are because it wants to kind of fall over on the nose a little bit easier than it should. But the stance is low, so it looks nice. Beautiful plane. Lots of beautiful planes, guys. I'm only forgetting some decorative planes in the kids' rooms, and I've actually done videos on those, and then more planes up here, actually. Little planes and helicopters. Just fun ones. And then I've got this FPV gear, and then of course the inventory. This is expensive stuff because it's just tons of it. Tons of inventory, heat shrink lights, ESCs and connectors, motors, different things that I use on projects, carbon fiber rods, So that's that, guys. And then I got this filming equipment. Look at this high quality stuff right here. I got an empty box that's taped together. Got these plastic cups that receive the tripod so it doesn't tip over. And look at this fancy thing, guys. A little behind the scenes action. Got this hard hat with yeah, that's high quality stuff. But just in case you're wondering why this is in the hangar, I did some evaluation of online videos and pictures, and I learned that the Cirrus SR22T does not have a taillight anywhere on it. It does have a nice label right back here that shows the package options, like a vehicle identification, but no lights anywhere on here, no light on the top, which is really disappointing. So I'm gonna have to just cheat it on here, and it's gonna be awesome. It will really help with the nighttime flyability of this plane, and it's already a really good plane. Calm night, full moon, you'd be fine. I want to fly it in the snow this winter. I want to go out when it's super snowy and super bright. You know those nights where it's thick snow and you can go out there, you can just totally still. And I want to fly that thing. So, and then I want to fly all the rest of them that night too. But this thing would look so beautiful. Anyway, that's the quick rundown. And there's more planes to come, of course. And this one here in particular is the one that I really want to get going. And it's kind of going to be a showpiece when it's done, I hope. It'll be a really expensive one. So that's about it, guys. Now that you've had the quick tour, I've done this a couple of different times. As you can see, my house is getting a lot smaller than it used to be. And I feel sometimes like I'm in a cartoon house when I'm doing my videos, because my helmet is now starting to bump the bottom of all the planes. So I don't know. I'm either going to have to upgrade the house or get rid of some planes, and I'll let you guys decide which one I'm going to do. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.